Welcome, everybody. This is just the way it always goes, right?
Yeah.
I say something and everybody ignores me. Let's try again. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Okay.
How are you?
I am great, thank you very much, and I didn't even plant that. I am great. I am great because it is, well, yesterday was the last day of classes, and while some of you might have papers to do or exams to do, I do not. So I don't want to rub it in too much. I will pay next week when you guys are relaxing. I am excited because I'm taking some of you to Europe in about 11 days. And I'm excited because we get to gather here for what we can finally, after several years of doing this event, finally call a graduation celebration. Because as you may remember, we had to pretend this was something else for years so that the administration wouldn't figure out that they needed to shut us down.
Clearly, I have not learned that. You didn't tell me that.
Well, you know. I'm excited that that with new leadership at the university, we can actually call this what it is, a celebration of our graduates, a celebration of the year that we had, and a chance to look forward a little bit to what comes next. And so I'm just going to very briefly point out that you may notice that I usually walk around when I talk, and I'm going to try not to do that because the mic is somewhere right up here, and he told me to stand here. I don't think that'll work, but I'm going to try. So to start with, my job is to say thanks to some people. So if you're on the Honors Council, will you please stand? Excellent. So yes, thank you very much, Emily. Thank you. Okay, you miss it. So I just want to say, I don't know how many of you know how important the Honors Council is to what happens here. But they meet every year. Every year they meet every month or so. And sometimes in the summer to help Emily and I think about where the honors program should go and what's working and what's not working, to serve as a place where you all can give them questions or concerns or ideas, and they can funnel them to us, and a chance to make this a better place. And they do a lot of work for you, and I really appreciate all of your time and your energy and your effort, and you have made this a better program. And now I want you to stand up if you wrote a card welcoming a new honors student, a prospective honors student. I know some of you did. Stand up. This is not so hard. I want you to stand up. I'm not done. Hang on. Keep standing. I want you to stand up if you texted or emailed a prospective student.
In my whole 4 years?
Sure. I want you to stand up if you attended or helped out, either one, at a recruiting day. And I want you to stand up if you did anything else that I haven't thought of to help recruit future students.
Everyone stand up.
So, I want to say, and Emily I know does, I want to say thank you for that. This is now the proper time. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. This is a weird time of year for me because at the same time as we're saying goodbye to some of you, we are saying welcome to other people. And so Elise and Elena and I and Emily welcomed 16 people, the first group of our new honors students who are enrolled for next year. We're anticipating a group of about 28 or 29, which is a good-sized group. There are even, I think, at last count, 4 men among those 29. Don't drive them off. And the reason we have that size class is because of all of the work that you all do to welcome them and make them feel like they're wanted, and to make them feel like the program they're joining is a great place to be. So thank you. And now I want everyone to stand up if you participated in an honors event in any way, shape, or form this year.
And you know today counts. So.
Today? Okay. So look around. at how many of you helped create a family for each other. I mean, that's amazing. So, okay, sit down. Thank you. This is strictly time limited today, so I can't talk too much more. And so Emily is going to take over now, and she's going to talk a little bit about all of the things you did to create a family. Here I'll just say what I said in the alumni newsletter, right? We believe that you learn best when you belong. Right? And you all helped each other belong.
Guys, this was such a fun year. I'm really impressed. It seems like every year we grow the program a little bit more. We get more event attendance, and just as as a way to kind of capture that. So if I average the attendance for each event, it's like 25 students per event. And I know we had some like required events, so that definitely helps our total there. But guys, I'm so impressed, and it's really gratifying for me when I put in hard work and I see you guys all there and enjoying it. But also I hope it's gratifying for you, all the fun events that we did. And it helps build that family. A couple fun memories from this year. I loved that when we did an entire Kahoot just identifying ducks. I don't know if you remember that, so that was fun. Yeah, I know. I know, it seems so long ago already. I loved when Zasha Kum got their first win at the disc golf competition, probably mainly because of Sam Lorkey, but you know. I loved watching the end of the K-State basketball game after the fireside chat that Audrey had just beautifully presented, and she was there watching it with us. McFall losing an escape room. Oh, man. All the memes that you submitted. Guys, it has been such a good year. So 2 groups that I really want to make sure to recognize. First of all, our house leaders, so Isabel, Olivia, Hope, Britlin, Riley. If you guys are all here, do you want to stand up real quick? Guys, thank you. Just as a reminder, like many other things in the honors program, they did not get paid to bring you this house spirit this year. But next year we will, so that's very exciting. But thank you for all your hard work. I know it's not easy trying to brainstorm events and in the chaos of everything else that you are doing. But yeah, thank you for making this such a competitive year. I really appreciate that. But also, we had an amazing freshman class. I just gotta say, the incoming class has a lot, a reputation that they're gonna need to uphold. But I think part of that happens because our upperclassmen were so involved this year, and we're setting the standard for what participating in the honors program is like. And guys, our junior class is amazing, and we typically kind of give them a break, as you get into your junior and senior year, because it gets harder, and we were like, we understand if you can't make it to all of our events, and but this junior class has not slowed down at all, and I think you're part of the reason that the freshmen, kind of saw this is what it means to be an honor student. So thank you particularly to our junior class. Okay, I have a bunch of very arbitrary awards to hand out. And by arbitrary, I mean I don't even have an award. I'm just gonna, up on the screen. So, the Best Friend Award. I love going through all your selfies for the non-honors events, Newman events that you guys attend, and I just love pointing out when people go to events together. Guys, that is the secret to winning the House Cup, is you gotta go to events together and take photos together. Don't forget to take the photos. But I feel like Haley and Katie kind of won that award this year. And I know Katie's not here, but Haley. Do you guys feel obligated to go to events together because your last names are the same?
Or conjoined.
Yes, conjoined. So, and they're from different houses, which is great. So, yes, that was kind of fun. But also, some honorable mentions. Alicia and Erica, their duo in Little Mermaid. Man, that was great. You guys, you sing really well together, but also I thought you guys matched each other's energies really well. But then, of course, our reigning champs at the Best Friend Award are Elise and Olivia because they just go to everything. But can we just appreciate the fact that Elise's boyfriend looks like the third wheel in this photo? He's just there for the ride, you know? All right, another award, most fierce Uno competitor. And something along the lines of like, and I quote, when I asked, do you guys want to play another round, she says, do you want to lose again to the people at her table? Madeline, look how excited she is to be winning there. And then notice her other like teammates are like, oh my gosh. I want to play another round with her. Most deaths in a single hour in the reacting to the past games. Bella, take a bow. That is impressive. Student who spent the most time trying to convince me that nepotism is a valid and appropriate practice. Good vibes. If you win today, just know it's not because Abigail tried to bribe me so many times. I know we're cousins, but that doesn't mean anything. Also, I've got my sister coming next year, so I gotta set the standard down. She took a selfie because she knows I like Ted Lasso with a coach that looked like Ted Lasso. So thank you for that. And then Hadassah, you know, she got a nickname last year, Hardassa, in case you forgot that. But then she was in the office criticizing me because I was working on this PowerPoint at like 11 a.m. today. So this picture made it on there just because. So what does umbargered mean?
Whatever that picture is.
Okay.
That's a good
We'll have to remember that, yes. Okay, so I always want to recognize the freshmen that just rack up the event points and really impress me with their participation. So there's 2 freshmen. So Travia, you attended 23 events this year. So thank you. That's crazy, and I'm really proud. But also Eliana with 27 events. Congratulations. Thank you for investing so much time. So now, it is my great pleasure to introduce our episode, the world premiere of The Amazing Race, honor style. I hope you're all very excited because I had a lot of fun putting this together.
Emily was like the whole team. I was like, I don't know where the rest of them
All right, are you ready?
Never.
Yo, God.
Wow.
Can I interview real quick?
No.
0.5 Zoom. There you go. Yeah. Why are you so upset right now? Because we're losing.
I'm not upset that we're losing. I'm just upset that I forgot to watch the video again.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are feeling that right now. How do you think you're gonna come back from this?
We're just gonna win.
We're gonna win?
Just gonna win.
Alright, no, you guys won't because Elise is too good. Time for a mid game. insane.
Blue line flies over there. Everybody on the team ask.
Guys, how you doing? It's been a while.
Elise looks like an expert at this. Kimmy, absolutely mid. Undecided. Haley, not bad. Come on, Elise. Move, brother.
Lisa and Rosalind not to run. Kimmy, you couldn't take her now. Video on her is about to come. But when you get there,
I'm gonna go.
Two pots of coffee, labeled 1 and 2, and then little sheets of paper. Yeah. Great. And you will taste them, and you will try to match the coffees by smelling and tasting. But you'll take your down there, you'll make your vote come up and show it to me. If your vote is correct, you get the next clue. If it's not correct, you go back to the basement and try it.
Yeah, we are.
We already know. We already put that like 20 times.
mistook his wife for a no honor student can do work without. Don't forget to check it out.
What?
Travel and sent to a place no honor student can do without.
Serious point, sir. You can't just. Are we gonna rob them? Clues. Guess we'll never know.
Captain Colonel, wait.
There's turmoil within the group. Lots of pressure. He's mad.
Have you tried Wesley Cornett? Head librarian?
He's not the head librarian, false facts.
McFall, Emily, thinking hard, wondering why we're so dumb. Okay. Hi, Olivia.
Look at those math library skills.
What's this? No, I'm sorry. Entrance is closed. Just kidding, you can pass. But they're figuring it out. Wow. What a team. What a team. This is great. Oh, this is too fast for me, guys. It's too fast. Bye, Emily. I think you got it. Well done, Elise. Rest your team's covered. If you see this later on, Kenny's talking about trash. Hey, that hurts me. Nathan's are great.
Lovely pictures again. All right, guys. It is time for the house cup that I have just frantically calculated. Okay. Let's see. This year's winner, who gets a much better event paid for in the coming year, is Minty. For the 3rd year in a row. Congratulations. But I hope you guys know it was very close. Good vibes. We're gonna get you some more freshmen next year, and yes, you will try again. Elise is very excited. Okay. Now it is the time that we get to embarrass all the seniors.
Not quite.
Oh, just kidding. Just kidding. We have one thing first.
So I want to applaud all of our amazing racers.
That was very inspiring.
And I'm thrilled that you all know campus so well. And that some of you decided you needed to get to know campus a little better by exploring buildings where clues were not.
Okay, we explored the building where the clue was, just not
In the
right
wrong
top.
order.
It's good to know they're still talking smack.
Yes.
So the Margaret or Maggie D. Silvestro Award is probably the highest award that we can give for the honors program. And some of you have met Maggie, others of you have not. She's a little less active this year than she has been in the past. She has a 1-year-old, which keeps her somewhat leashed to her home and to her husband. But if you've seen Maggie or met Maggie, and Maggie was a regular for many years at the alumni panel that we did at the beginning of the year. She graduated, a little over a decade now. And if you've met her, you'll instantly know her, because Maggie is funny and loud and sarcastic and snarky, and she will make you laugh, and she might just make you cry, and she has this kind of big personality. And but if you get to know her for more than 10 or 15 minutes, if you get to know her for 10 or 15 weeks or 10 or 15 months, or in my case, 10 or 15 years, what you recognize is the kind of deep kindness and deep caring that Maggie has that you don't see because of that snarkiness, but informs everything she does, right? And so she has been a huge participant in and supporter of the honors program. And so when we started this award 4 years ago, we asked her if it was okay to name it after her. And so I called her up, or I emailed her, and I said, hey, do you have time to talk? And she kind of nervously said yes, and so she gave me a call a little bit later, and I asked her if it was all right to name this after her. And her response is, she laughed and said, usually when somebody says they pulled a Maggie, it's a criticism. But she's the kind of person we want all of you to grow into. And so it's a thrill to have this award named after her for distinguished service. That's the fancy phrase, distinguished service to the honors program. Service to somebody who went above and beyond to make the honors program as a whole a better place, and to make individual people in it feel welcomed and honored and seen. There's a plaque, as you can see. And so you may have noticed this in the Honors Lounge. That's what this is. And so the name will go on the plaque. There's also a cash award that goes with the prize, a cash award that goes to the winner. And then the way Maggie wanted it done is that the winner will get some cash, but also gets a certain amount of cash that the winner can then designate to a particular part of the honors program that will make the honors program better. All right, and this is funded by alumni. And so the winners, most of you, or those of you who have been around for a while, have seen the names on this plaque, right? So Emily Larkin was the inaugural winner, and then Leanne Vassbinder, now Ramirez, and then Kayla Garver. And in each case, while there were lots of graduates of the program that did great things, in each case the winner was clear. To us and to the students we asked for feedback for, right? Because as you know, we create a slate of people, and then we ask all of you for feedback and for comments and for suggestions. And for those first 3 years, it was clear who the winner was going to be. This year, that is not true. This year, Emily and I thought hard to whittle it down to 4 people. And we thought and thought and thought about those 4 people and sent it out in a survey to you. And you all did us no helpful. We're not helpful. Because you all gave us great feedback for everybody. And that left the ball in our court. And so I will say that this year's winner is extraordinary. This person is quiet. And I think sometimes goes unnoticed initially. But this is a star, right? This person is the epitome of what an honors student should be. Somebody who is dedicated to their discipline, and yet somebody who goes off and does different things and explores the world in all kinds of ways, sometimes with a credential attached, but usually without any kind of tangible reward that you can put on a resume or anything. This person does it because they want to learn more about the world, because they're fundamentally curious, right? This person is enormously important to our recruiting efforts, and I can't tell you how many times I reached out to them and I just immediately got back, sure, I'll do that. And for some people not in this room, you all know, sometimes with your colleagues, I can reach out and I can say, can you do this? And they'll say yes. And then a week later, I'll say, I'll do that. Can you do this? And they'll say yes. And a month later, I go on to somebody else. I don't ever have to do that, right? And this person has been a huge contributor to the Honors Council. In really important ways. The feedback that sticks out in my mind, one of you said, and I don't know who it was, but you're on the Honors Council, said, I don't always agree with this person, but I always think about their comments carefully because I know they are always thoughtful. Right? And so we have a lot of people who could win this award. But I think the winner, this year's winner, we'll remember her for a very long time. So this year's winner is Avery Ashley.
I'm the one who said I don't agree with you.
Okay, Nick doesn't agree with anyone all the time, but
That's okay.
and Emily gets to talk to you about during what we're about to do. So here I will just add that that I have come to treasure your judgment and your honesty and your thoughtfulness. And it's been a blessing to be with you. And that's true of all of you. And as you'll know, if you've done this if you've been here before, we try and take just a minute or two to say something about what each of you has meant to the honors program. And so we'll go back and forth. We will welcome you up as we end what we have to say, and we'll put a cord around you, right? This is the cord of the National Council of Honors Colleges. You're welcome to wear it at graduation if you wish. It took us 10 years to get that, so brag about it to the people who graduated before you. And as we start, I just want to say two things. One of which is it has become a tradition, as you know, that what we would like you to do, in addition to this, is to paint your name on the wall of the Honors Council. And you've all, I know, seen that there are 60 or 70 or 80 names there. I haven't counted recently. Because we want people who come after you to remember you, right? And we would ordinarily have done that today, but my boss has made today very busy for faculty. And so as soon as this is done, I have to go off to an exciting faculty meeting, so we can't do it today. But look out in GroupMe for instructions about how to do that next week. And the other thing I want to say, and this will surprise no one, you've heard it said year in a year again, but boy, you had a hard time, right? I was thinking about this the first time we did this in this way. Emily and I think Rachel, were alone in the Honors Lounge doing this on Facebook Live because it was the COVID time, and you all were gone, right? Because for some of you, right, some of you joined it later, some of you were graduating early, some of you were graduating in more than 4 years, but for many of you, I got to meet you in the Freshman Honor Seminar, and then I went on sabbatical, and I got to sit in my office and write a game, and you guys had to be online. So I'm so impressed with all of your achievements. Right. And so we're going to start with Austin Schwartz. And my first memory of Austin is, what? It's out of order. I'm out of order, or it's out of order?
You're out of order. I made the PowerPoint one way. We got to start with our December graduates.
I thought I was in charge. I keep telling myself that, but it's not. Okay, Austin, we're going to wait on you. Don't worry. You took slightly longer than everybody else to graduate, so you can take slightly longer. All right, so I'm going to start with Hannah Schubert. And one of my first memories of Hannah Schubert, well, I'd met Hannah before, and I knew she was a science person, and I knew she was interested in science. And so I thought about what role to assign you in the French game. And I thought, what is the furthest possible thing from a science major I can possibly give you? I'm going to make you a clergy person. Because that just seemed right. And I was expecting the science person to struggle. Not that I wanted her to struggle. Yeah, and you didn't. And you wrote these beautiful flowing articles in the newspaper. And I thought to myself, why are you a science major? Why are you not a history major? You know I never say this about anybody else, but... And I was so impressed. Some of you know that one of the things we get to do with the honors program is that we have interns working with reacting to the past, right? Riley's doing that now, and Haley's doing that now, and Rebecca will start doing that soon. People have done this for a while, and I asked Hannah, because she writes beautifully. And I briefly actually tried to persuade her to become a science writer, because we have lots of scientists. We have very few people who can help the rest of us understand what scientists are doing. As usual, she blew me off. And I would see her again now and then. And I could say lots more, except I'll end up just by saying one brief phrase that will encapsulate everything I will remember about Hannah. She made a hydra grow 2 heads. And I just don't understand. And I want her gone before she tries to make you grow two heads. So, congratulations, Hannah. Come on up. Okay, you have to, there you go. And now, can you tell everybody what you're going to do in the next year?
Well, ironically, since you mentioned
Uh-oh.
science writing, you kind of are getting your way with this, kind of, sort of.
Halfway there.
More or less, we're going to go to grad school somewhere, hopefully get a PhD. I'm hoping to aim towards like evolutionary science or ecology or something. And with hope, because I mean, I really do like writing.
Mhm.
I think it'd be really fun to get to write like papers for people or like journal articles. They can bring like the wonder of the natural world just closer to people, that we can kind of understand the beauty of the world that we're in. So that's the plan.
Very cool. Well, congratulations.
Okay, so McFall already got his time with Avery, but I wanted to talk about Avery as well. So I'm glad that you won the award, so both of us could talk about you. Yeah, I mean, everything he said is very true. Whenever you speak up on the Honors Council, I very much pay attention because you give us great feedback. You have really helped us develop this program further. And when we were like choosing the honors read last year, like the book that you read, I just was not on board for. I was like, I don't know if I see this. And just the way you explained it, I was like, okay, I will listen. So you have always, I think you've always been working to help us not just like have a good experience, but also better the future of the honors program. And I also want to commend you because, you know, I see a lot of you guys mainly through events, really for continuing to, come to events. Even as you entered that like final semester, you were still present. And then even this past semester, I can already tell that your alumni experience with us is going to be awesome. Even our, you know, you're going to go to med school and that's fine. And, you know, you'll be a little busy for a while. I texted you about the Amazing Race and I was like, I need somebody to help me out with one of these challenges. And you were like, I can be there. What time? And I was just like, I am so thankful already for, the role that you've played as an alumni. So, congratulations, Avery. And do you want to share where you are headed this next year?
Yeah, I'm going to medical school in Guadalajara, Mexico in July.
I think, if my memory is right, either way. You can come up or sit down, that's okay. I think if my memory is right, I think I first met you at a lunch talk I gave at East, if I'm right. 4 years, something ago. And things have not gone as you expected. And this is not the place to go into details, but I cannot tell you how much I admire the grit and resilience you showed in the face of adversity. For those of you who don't know, Brittany, instead of writing a traditional thesis, worked on a podcast about the aftermath of her accident. And it's not my story to tell, so you can ask Brittany if you want to learn more about that. Which meant I had the privilege and honor of sitting and talking with Brittany and hearing about her experience and about learning about trauma and the aftermath of trauma and watching Brittany try and work her way through a difficult year. And that was a gift. And that will continue to be a gift, right? And I could say lots about the time before that, but I'm not going to because it was just so special for Brittany to share her life with me. So thank you. and congratulations. And now you can come up.
The first time I met Nick Paul, he made me cry, and I was going to cry again.
Proper bookends of your experience here.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
Where are you going to be, or what you're up to now?
So for me, life's just a little bit different when you go through something unexpected, and I think a lot of people forget that you might not be here tomorrow. So for once, I'm going to take time for myself and enjoy my life, because I'm sure, like many of you guys, you've gone to school your whole life. You've gone to school every semester, you go full time, doing so many things. And for a little bit during that time, I lost vision of what I wanted to do. And I also kind of lost vision in just continuing with every day. But, so, I am okay. I'm totally okay. I'm not crying, sorry. I'm a very emotional person. I'm very sarcastic and sassy, but I'm very emotional. So I cry at everything. This is normal. Okay, I cry at eating food. Okay. But my most immediate stuff, right, is after walking. I almost didn't walk because I really didn't want to, but I got a lot of backlash for that. So I'm sorry about that. But I'm gonna go to Guatemala, so I'm hoping to have a little bit of soul searching, improve some Spanish, meet some people, and see what humility really is for people, and see what life really is like outside of what I think I know it is. So that'll be me.
So, Jessica, transfer students in the honors program is something that McFall and I have always struggled to do well, because there's something really hard about not having that freshman, seminar experience with reacting to the past and kind of getting invested in that first cohort and continuing on with that cohort. But I think, you are a great indication that it is so worthwhile to provide this pathway through the honors program. And once again, I just am stunned, that you have been as involved as you are. It probably helps that, you guys attend events together. Guys, go to events together. That's the way to do it. But man, I've just been so grateful knowing that, of course, it's not always easy being in the honors program and balancing other things that happen in life, balancing the amount of work that this is, balancing work, all those kinds of things, that you have been so present to the program. And I hope you know that hasn't gone unnoticed. I've been really, really excited to see how involved you've been. So congratulations. Thank you. So where are you headed this next year?
So I'm going to do some traveling, and I'm applying to medical school this cycle. So take a year off to just travel and not be in school.
Any specific place that you are
I'm going to Mexico first.
Very nice.
I always joke when I recruit freshmen about how the goal of the Europe trip is to produce travelers so that 10 years later, I turn on social media and I get mad because you're somewhere I want to be. And so I'm now officially mad, Jessica. Already, preemptively mad. So I get to talk about Luke and say congratulations to Luke. There you are. And Luke is another quiet one. And another one for whom I have learned to have this enormous respect. Luke jumps in when asked, in almost anything we ask him to do, and does almost everything we ask him to do well. And he does this on the Honors Council. He did this as a TNT facilitator. But what I want to say is, you also do this in Brave New Worlds. And this is a class that maybe wasn't quite in your comfort zone, and yet you charged ahead and took on a new challenge and did what we're always talking about, right? And some of you who are on the Honors Council know that we've talked a lot about grit and resilience and being willing to risk failure, and about how hard it is for honors students to risk failure. And I'm so impressed by that. And I'm so impressed as well by the fact that you came in. I mean, I think you probably could have almost graduated in about 3 weeks, the number of credits you brought in. And yet, you dove in with both feet and became a full participant on campus, even though you knew from the beginning that you weren't going to be here for all 4 years. So I am excited to see where you're going to go, and I've treasured the years you've been here. So congratulations, Luke. And where will you be next year? Or in 2 months?
I'm going to go to the Kansas School of Osteopathic Medicine.
So you're going to be right around the corner. Say hi to Professor Evans and Jones and Schubert for us.
Before I start, I just want to say how proud I am of the number of Emilys that we have gotten through this program. We're just gonna, I'm building that. The Emily heritage in the honor program. Oh,
Sorry. Yeah, Emily, you took a weirdly weird road through this program. And when you got here, I thought, yeah, we'll have you for a year. Not because you weren't talented enough, but having a degree and a job that pays, boy, that's a nice thing. And if you don't know Emily got an associate's degree and practices in a hospital. Practices, I don't know if that's exactly the right word, practices in a hospital setting, making people's lives better every day. And I thought, well, good for her. And I will be sad that she decided she doesn't want to finish. Yeah, and I was wrong, right? And I was wrong in huge ways because Emily went on to pursue her passion in what all of you should pursue, that's history. But not just that, right? I see her pop up on stage for the Sloppy Joes, and I saw a side of Emily that I'd never seen before, and I see her on stage for musicals, and I saw a side of Emily that I'd never seen before. And I see Emily helping people and working towards something bigger and imagining a graduate career where she gets a degree in history and then maybe goes on to work in a museum or a living history place or something like that. And I'm just so impressed that you stuck with it and that you followed your passion and that you had the discipline to do what you knew you needed to do and then the discipline to go and do what you wanted to do. So, congratulations, Emily. And so, Emily, where will you be in, let's see, 1 month and 6 months?
So, first I'm going on the Europe trip in just a couple weeks. Let's go. And then, as soon as I get back, I'm going up to Massachusetts for a fellowship. And then, when I get back in the fall, I'm going to WSU to get my master's in history. So, there you go.
Congratulations.
Nick. So you guys should read an article that just came out recently in the Newman today about Nick. But I don't know if you know this, he has his own startup company. And I was looking through a list of our alumni to see if that had ever happened before, but no, it hasn't. So you are the first. We are so excited. So he just recently competed at like a Shark Tank-esque sort of competition at WSU. And they were one of the finalists, and even though they didn't get the $10,000, I think just the future of this company looks very bright. The product is very cool, so you should look that up. But way before that happened, I don't know. I feel like when you were a discussion leader and you were coming in to check in with me in the in-between and just say how many people attended and talk about how it went. We had like this hour-long discussion just about books that we were both reading and that we were interested in, and I just feel like that really captures kind of what it means to be an honor student. It's the intellectual achievement, of course, but it's also just like this curiosity and excitement about all these different things and a willingness to kind of be brave and follow some of them, like maybe a startup company. So I'm really excited about what happens next, and congratulations. So I guess you probably, everybody probably knows what he's doing, but.
I mean, you kind of did an excellent job of kind of tying together what I think really embodies creativity, and that would be like my one thing that I would recommend to everyone. It's like, in life you're gonna have so many different opportunities to do so many different things. For me it was, medicine, and I've always been, a technology guy, and then, the books, and I just read, all these different things. I guess having a broad interest in life will help you, because you can push all that together and tangle it up and then poke a hole in the world and see what pops out. And that is kind of what's cool about, I think that's what's really cool about Teskey. So yeah, it's been a wonderful 4 years. So thank you, everyone.
So my first memory of Kathy is in the freshman honor seminar. Kathy was a radical Democrat in the Athens game, which most of you have not played, which meant that in the room we were in, she sat off on that side, and Leanne and I were over here. And then this game had been going for a couple weeks, and this is a game where you start the session with a pig sacrifice. And mostly this meant people bringing in, they cut out an image of an outline of a pig on a piece of paper and splash ketchup on it or something. But then Stella Snyder walked up. And she pulled a guinea pig out of her box.
Oh, Stella.
And I looked over at the radical Democrats, and the cringy shock and horror of imagining that Stella's gonna put a knife in this guinea pig just splashed across their faces. So some of you, by the way, she didn't kill the guinea pig. So some of you take a whole bunch of gen ed classes and come by my office all the time. And some of you stay closer to your major, and I don't see as much. And that's Kathy, and that's a perfectly appropriate way to go through the major, or the program. And yet, what I was always struck with, Kathy, is that when you would come into my office, it didn't feel strange. We would sit down and we would talk, and I would listen to you talk about your life and your plans, which changed on occasion, and you would tell me about your classes. You would, thank goodness, not tell everybody else about the time I ran into you in the Y, and you were probably lifting way more than me. And there was just something honest and authentic about you that I only saw once in a while, but I imagine your advisors and professors and people who saw you every day would recognize. And while I didn't see you in class, I know you enough to know that you will be a blessing as a PA, if that's where you end up, or wherever it is that you do. So congratulations, Kathy. So where will you be in 6 months or 9 months?
Sorry. I'll be working my life away, hopefully getting to PA school. So.
Working your life away. That is an endorsement for graduation. Thank you very much.
I didn't have a picture, so I stole the library's picture.
So Min, There you are. So when I first got to, so this is actually weirdly kind of like Emily, because when I first got to know you, you seemed like somebody who was really only interested in science. And you played the Athens game and you worked hard at it and you did a good job, and I thought, he's really excited about science. And then my eyes were opened. So those of you who weren't here this morning, you didn't get to see Min's poster session, where he had a poster about all of the many things he did while he was at Newman and all of the many ways he contributed to Newman and to the community while he was at Newman, and almost none of them were science. And it's been so exciting to watch you. I don't know if exciting is the right word. I have gradually come to understand what a well-rounded, what a thoughtful, what a creative person you are. And I think your plans, in some sense, when I ask you what you're going to do in 6 months, I think probably they will have something specifically about science. But my guess is your life is going to be much more than science. Because what I've seen from you is a life where you bless people with your sense of humor and with your kindness and with your dedication to service. So congratulations, man. And so, 6 months?
I should be working as a research assistant in Kansas City. So
very cool.
It's the greatest tragedy of my life that you didn't get to play Angela in The Office when I went to see it. I really wanted to see that. So Kitty, oh man. So I don't know if you remember this, but we went to Tenet, the movie, as one of the events. And I think we were just gathered up talking about it afterwards, and just how excited you were about the movie. And I don't know, the way you talked about it was just like, okay, we will get along. You are very similar interests. But also, I think I've been really impressed with this class that you and Sam have built together as a future way for students to go through the honors program, more catered in that senior project to what they want to do with their life. I know doing events that it's really hard to coordinate schedules and bring people in and then recruit people to go to those events. And so I was really impressed with the responsibility, the maturity that you and Sam brought to that project and completed it. I also did not ask Elise ahead of time if I could share this story, but isn't Kenny also the person, as you were in the midst of your prank war with Thomas and had some really disgusting things saran wrapped to your car, he stopped and helped you out, and so every time I hear about you, it's usually in the sense of he's just the kindest person. So yeah, I'm really excited for where you are headed next, and congratulations. So where are you headed next this year?
I am going to be applying to medical school this cycle and then working to make some money to go travel.
All the travel! That's exciting. You just had to have the very athletic photo, since you will forever be known as the disc golf champion in the honors program, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's great.
I don't take photos.
So Sam, I'm kind of disappointed that I feel like I didn't get to know you very well until this past year. First of all, in the disc golf related events, you came to that disc golf competition and just rocked it. Everybody else had little experience, and so you carried everybody. But also, once again, at the Amazing Race, when I texted frantically and I was like, this would be a really fun callback to an event that we already did. You can come and be the person that gives away the clue for making a disc golf basket. Also, I'm kind of sad that none of that was recorded. I wonder how long that took for people to make baskets. So I was just very grateful for your kind of immediate response that you wanted to help me, and yeah. But also, I just wanted to say you were one of the candidates that was possibly going to win this award, and it's very clear from the surveys and the responses of the program that especially that event that you led, the discussion that you led in the fall, really had a major impact and really, yeah, encouraged a lot of fellow students. So for leading, perhaps without even knowing it, thank you and congratulations. This next year?
I will be working my life away as well. I cannot wait. And I'll be applying to medical school this cycle as well to hopefully be in medical school in 2 falls. Oh, I'm running a half marathon this weekend.
Oh, wow.
This is also what happens when you don't send me a picture. I choose a picture.
Okay, now Austin. Second to last. My first memory of Austin is maybe not the first, but the first really distinctive memory of Austin is of him looking despondent in the honors freshman seminar as he realized that he had put his pips down in the Title IX game on the table, and someone stole them. And I know the person who stole them. And this person asked me if it was okay. And I said, it's fine with me. Austin should know better. And then he went with me to Europe. And we had a great time in Europe. And we went to London and to Vienna and to Krakow and to Berlin and Copenhagen. And I remember him having a great time at the amusement park in Vienna, and I remember he and Dan and Brendan hanging out. And in particular, I remember him posing in front of the sign in the Copenhagen airport, about to brag to me that he and Dan and his brother had managed to bring weapons, medieval weapons, past security, and were now bringing them onto an airplane. What I had sworn to him he would not be able to do. I was wrong. Everything has a first time. And all of that was as a freshman. And then I watched him mature. Not that he wasn't mature to begin with.
He's being honest.
The camera's rolling. I need to... But I watched him grow. And I watched you become this enormous contributor to campus, to be in plays and to be in Sloppy Joes and to be a friend to people and to be a partner and to be a contributor. And I didn't have you in many classes in the last year or two since you finished up honors early and then went to get a double major. But it seemed like every time I looked up, you were there. And it has just been such an enormous joy to get to know you and to watch you grow and to see you make a difference on campus. So congratulations, Austin. So where will you be in 6 months?
More than likely I'll be working. As to where is confidential currently because it's not a guarantee. So I can't say that to you guys, but I hope that within the next year that I will have a book ready to be published. I very much leaned into the English side of my degree and still theater, but But looking ahead to next year, I'd like to speak to you guys coming back real quick. Earlier, he mentioned he'd seen Maddox jump on stage for Sloppy Joe's, and I don't know when that was. As a Sloppy Joe 5 years, Mick Fall doesn't pop into that and sit down to watch the stage too often. So you can take this up. You can take this up with Emily, but because I don't know if it means much for me, but whoever gets him to attend a show with you this next year, and him sit right next to you, I say gets 10 honors points.
Wow.
Well, I have to say, actually, so when Sloppy Joe started, I actually thought about trying out, because teaching is kind of like stand-up. And I decided I didn't want to, because I didn't want to show the students up. But and our last graduate this year is Sam Holmes. And I'm not actually prepared for this because Emily was going to do this. And you may have noticed Rachel snuck up and whispered something to Emily and they disappeared. And that's because Emily is being, oh wow, and now Rachel is still here, sorry. But Emily disappeared. That's because Emily is going to be awarded the, what is the official title of what she's getting? Staff Excellence Award. And in a minute or two, I'm going to take a little video on him. I'm going to ask you to say congratulations to her. But she was going to do Sam, and so I want you to know that she thought long and hard about how to say congratulations to you. And the only thing, all I can say is I could not be prouder. And I think that's enough. So congratulations. And in 6 months, you'll be saving people from epilepsy, is that right?
Well, probably not, but I would probably still be in Wichita.
Wait, you're going to let them die?
Did you not listen to my presentation, McFall?
Yes, I did. So, brief break, unplanned until today. Can you all stand up? And I'm just going to pan across. Could you just cheer or applaud or congratulations or something? I'm on tape. Thank you. So, that's it for today. For those who are coming back, have a good summer. Let us know what you're doing. There'll be some times when we will ask you on GroupMe or something like that to give us pictures about what you're doing. So brag about all the cool times you're having. Some of you are not graduating but are going off to new adventures. So Riley, and I want to say something especially to Emily because we can't give you a cord because you didn't technically finish, but you don't need to. And you're going off to pharmacy school, and we want to honor that and recognize that and know that while you were here, you did amazing things and made us better. And you didn't graduate, but that's not the point. The point isn't graduation. The point is to become a better person and to become a blessing to the world. And I have no doubt that you'll do that. Right? You can clap if you want. And to you guys, right? Because this is hard, because I do this every year, and it's hard to say something meaningful that's not a cliche. So I just want to say two things. I want to invite you to look around. So look around. And I ask you to do that because if you remember, if you were around, and a couple of you were, when we did this 5 years ago, boy, the room didn't look like this, right? the number of people we have, the energy we have, the excitement we have, the accomplishments we have, those are all so much more than 5 years ago. And yes, that's partly me and Emily, but it's mostly people like you, right? So we want to say thanks for all you've done to make this program what it is and what it will be, right? And I said this before, and I'll say it again. My pastor at church, when she welcomes new members to the church, always says the same thing. She looks at them and she says, now that you are here, the church will never be the same again, because you will make it your own. And you all did that. And so thank you. And so the last thing then, the second thing, is simple, because the way people usually end ceremonies like this is to say goodbye. And I hate that. Because goodbye implies somehow that, well, we won't see each other again. All right? So my preference is actually the word I learned in Austria when I lived in Austria. Right? So when you say goodbye in Austria, you say Wiederschauen. Right? And Wiederschauen doesn't mean goodbye, even though sometimes it's used that way. Wiederschauen translated means till we see each other again. And so, Wiederschauen. I talk about how when you come to the honors program, you're here for 4 years, not for 4 years, but for 40. And so we want you to remember that, right? That you will go off to all of the different places you talked about, but you're still part of our family. And we want to follow you and support you and cheer for you. And we want you to come back and be a blessing to the people who come after you. And to make their lives better in the same way you've made the lives of all of the people sitting here better. So, Wiederschauen. Have a great finals week. I will be around. Have a good weekend. Thanks for coming. Emily would like the people in Mentee to stay briefly to get a picture right out there. Then I want to get some pictures with you all. But Rachel has also either already provided or will be providing, there's baklava outside, if anybody wants baklava. So, thank you for coming. See ya.